Imagine this. You walk outside and see a tow truck hooked up to your vehicle. Your truck, the one you need to make a living. And the person behind it? A smug HOA president who thinks the world revolves around her. Well, she picked the wrong guy to mess with. Because what happened next? Let's just say the entire neighborhood is still talking about it. If you've ever dealt with an entitled neighbor or an HOA on a power trip, hit that like button, subscribe, and get ready, because this story of revenge is one you'll never forget. So, this happened a couple of years ago. I live in a semi-rural neighborhood, not too far from the city, but with enough land that I can run my small family farm. Goats, chickens, a little vegetable patch, the whole deal. My pride and joy? My old but reliable farm truck. It's not fancy, but it gets the job done. Hauling feed, transporting hay, you name it. It's essential for my livelihood. Now here's the thing. When I bought the house, there was no Homeowners Association. I made sure of it. I hate the idea of some group of self-important people dictating how I live on my property. But a few months after moving in, some busybody decided to start an HOA from scratch. And guess who became president? A woman I'll call Karen. And trust me, she earned that name. Picture this. Late 40s, always in pastel sweaters, sunglasses bigger than her personality, and that fake, sugary voice that says, "I'm better than you," without a single word. At first, she left me alone. But then, I get this letter taped to my front door. "Dear resident, your vehicle is an eyesore and must be removed immediately. HOA guidelines prohibit commercial or farm equipment from being visible." I laughed. Guidelines? What guidelines? I never signed up for this HOA nonsense. I threw the letter away. A week later, another letter. This time, failure to comply will result in fines. I ignored it. They had zero legal authority, but then it got ugly. One morning, I walk outside with my coffee and nearly drop the mug. There's a tow truck in my driveway, chains hooked to my farm truck. And there's Karen standing there with this smug grin like she's queen of the suburbs. I stormed up to her. Me? "What the hell do you think you're doing?" Karen, all sweet and condescending. "Oh, honey, this is for your own good. That rusty old thing is bringing down property values. The HOA voted, and it's gotta go." I could feel my blood boiling. My fists clenched so tight my nails dug into my palms. Me, "You touch that truck and I'll call the cops." Karen, "Oh, I already did. They're on their way to back me up." Except, guess what? The cops show up, take one look at the paperwork, and tell the tow driver to leave immediately. Because, surprise, Karen had zero legal grounds. She turned beet red. But instead of backing off, she doubled down. The next week was pure hell. Karen started harassing me nonstop. Complaints about farm smells, my rooster, even my mailbox color. She sent more fake fines, hundreds of dollars worth of made-up fees. Then came the gossip. She told neighbors I was some redneck criminal, lowering everyone's home value. People started giving me dirty looks at the grocery store. I felt trapped, angry, humiliated. But under all that, I felt something else, determined. If Karen wanted a war, she was going to get one. I started researching. Every law, every loophole about HOAs in my state. And guess what I found? Karen's HOA was illegal from the start. You can't just start an HOA and force people in without their consent. And the kicker? She'd been collecting fees from other neighbors too. Thousands of dollars. This wasn't just annoying anymore, it was criminal. So I gathered evidence, screenshots of messages, copies of her letters, even a recording of her admitting she started the HOA to keep people like me out. That was all I needed. First, I tipped off the other neighbors. Turns out, most of them hated Karen too. They'd been paying her fake fines out of fear. When they found out the truth, oh, they were furious. Next, I called in a legal nuke, a real estate attorney friend who loved busting fake HOAs. We filed complaints with the state attorney general and the county sheriff. Then, I set the stage for her humiliation. We scheduled a neighborhood meeting at the local community center. Karen thought she was about to announce new rules and brag about her accomplishments. She walked in wearing pearls and this giant, smug smile. What she didn't know? The sheriff was already there. The moment Karen sat down, the sheriff slapped a stack of papers in front of her. Sheriff, "Ma'am, you're being investigated for fraud and harassment." Her face went pale, then red, then back to pale again. Turns out, she could face serious charges, and every single neighbor she scammed, they were getting their money back with interest. Oh, and remember my farm truck? It's still sitting proudly in my driveway, bigger and dirtier than ever. I even put up a giant custom decal on the side. Property values approved by Karen. She had to resign from her fake HOA, pay back thousands, and got slapped with a restraining order. She moved out 3 months later. You know what they say? If you try to control other people's lives, it'll come back to bite you. And in Karen's case, it bit hard. If this story gave you that sweet taste of justice, hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment.